last chance. No beating around the bush.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Blake Production.
Yo, what's poppin'? We're gonna do a quick midweek breakdown here. So we got Lcid. We did get that big pop. Nice. But this consolidation happening with so I believe the inflation number came out, right? It was like 6.2%. The inflation rate came out, and at first it was really bullish, but it looks like we're starting to get some bearish action overall across the markets. So the past few days also, like the overall markets, like the Nas, S&P, the Dow, they've been kind of consolidating, causing a lot of other stocks to consolidate. So Lcid here is just following that same thing. We're consolidating because the overall market's consolidating. We still want to fill this gap overall. I like how we're holding the 8 EMA here. I'd just be paying attention to this $29 range. We could potentially, if things go take a crap in the market, we might want to come back to 29 just to retest, make sure that this is a solid demand zone now. Here we have Penn. So Penn Gaming, this is what I want. I'm looking for this zone 51. It's coming down sharp. We got big volume coming in, but I want to see some sort of a bounce first before I want to get in my opinion. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it to come back down to that range. I think it's more of a buy around $51. Here we have Doge coin. So Doge, I'm watching Doge right now because the way I think of it is a rising tide lifts all boats, right? It was already evident at the beginning of this year, but when Bitcoin popped off, Ethereum started popping off, the rest of crypto started going crazy. Like Dogecoin, it went up huge. I'm thinking maybe there's another potential round that it could happen again. So this is the Coinbase's Dogecoin chart. So they started on June 3rd. So this is the only thing we got. I'm seeing this triangle develop here. Inside this triangle, this lower trend line is seeming to be support here. I want to see if it's going to hold. If we get a break of this trend line, then I think it's a potential go. But otherwise, I'm just kind of watching to see what happens in this range. I did get into Dogecoin though because I thought, you know, if Bitcoin's gonna go, then potentially Dogecoin has a chance to go too, and it's known to outperform how the main sector leaders do, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, etc. So here we have Shib. Honestly, I don't know, man. We're getting to territory here where it's like these coins, right? Like, what are we doing? You know, I don't know. I don't. This is no advice by any means, but I just wouldn't trade this. Like, you know what I mean? It's worth 0.000049440. I mean, you definitely could have made a lot of money. But here's the thing: a lot of people say, "Oh, damn! Like, if I put $500 in hell, they could have turned into like whatever." Right? Here's the thing: like, the chances of you holding that long is so unlikely. Like, there's no way you're gonna see your $500 turn into 10,000 and not take gains. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, but like, it's just, there's no chance you would do that. You don't have the understanding of trends to do it. Like, the chances of you doing that is so unlikely already. So just take that at, like, when people say that, it just makes me laugh. I'm like, you don't even understand trends. How do you expect to hold on to, you know, that trade for like a freaking like 20 bagger? Like, there's no way. There's just no way. Here we got CPE. This is what a technically clean stock, eh? Toro, shout out Toro for this. So we got like a nice huge bottoming play. We come up, create this like pennant pattern. So technically this stock's just answering all its, so we get this bull push, we create a pennant, and we get another push. Now we start to consolidate and we create this clean cup and handle. Honestly, like, it's a continuation pattern. And if you zoom out, right, we look at the weekly time frame. If I'm looking at just the past like few years here, I'm looking potentially $83. That's where I'd be looking at. I think technically right now it looks like it's going to be worth $85 within the next few months. So that's what I'd be looking for on CPE. Palantir. Yo, Palantir is so trippy. Like, what's going on with Palantir? I might have to dip this guy, honestly. Depending on the price action I see in the next few days, I might take some shares off just because it's like, oh god, man, I could be putting it in a a better play, you know what I mean? So PLTR, man, oh, it's tough, but I'm looking right now. I want to see is either are we going to bounce now, or are we going to go all the way back to $20? Because that's a potential too. We might want to just come all the way back down here, and that would be interesting, you know, to see, are we going to get a bounce? Maybe we might gap down and just go straight down tomorrow. That could be interesting as well. So here is SEAH. This is a SPAC. It's a sports gambling stock. It looks interesting here. So we got this big push up, right? So that was from 10 to almost 12. So that was like a 20% move, pretty much. 17.56%. And it looks like this upper trend line here, if we zoom in 2-hour time frame, right, it's stuffing us. So when we break over this trend line, and that's what I'd be looking for if I was paying attention to this stock. I'm really not, but I'd be paying attention to when this breaks over. It could be something like this, right? We come up over, bounce, and then we go. But if it looks something like along the lines of that, it could be interesting, right? SPACs are funny. I try to stay away from SPACs just because it's hard to tell unless the merger info and stuff is really clear and it's a solid like acquisition company buying it out. Like, it's kind of iffy. I don't really play those too much, but I think that's what we got for this little midweek breakdown here. Oh yeah, Mogo. So I like the way Mogo looks kind of. After today, I was thinking, this little bearish engulfing on volume might not be so hot. I got in this one earlier this week at around 754. I was looking at this 4-hour time frame here, thinking this bull push, we're consolidating sideways, and we want to potentially curl up. If we're looking from a daily perspective, was once worth $15 a share, and then we consolidated for months. So this was at the beginning of the year in February, March, and then we consolidated for months. It looks like we broke up over this trend line here and back tested it, and maybe we're just waiting to see develop some consolidation around this range. But it looks like this wants at least like $9-10. So there's definitely there's definitely a trade in here, I think, but it might need more time to develop. That's it for this week. Peace.